Another heat of the Diamond Challenge Cup. Mackworth-Praed on the left and Wells on the right. Interestingly, it's an all-domestic lineup here, so everything to open up. And look at the style difference between both of these. Hugh Mackworth-Praed on the left-hand side there from Oriel Kensington Rowing Club. Had a longer stroke, really, got out to it, you know, he had it nice and long, he got up the boat moving, and compared then to Lawrence Wells from Army Rowing Club, who took the shorter strokes, the sort of half, three-quarters, getting the his sculling boat up and running. So different styles of starts there, but not much in it as both of these crews, scullers, come out into their full pace now. They're away from the island. You can really get it. The great thing about coming out on the top half, of course, you can be up close. As we join the scullers live, that was a summary of the early part of this race, and this is them live now, coming up to Fawley, which is traditionally the halfway mark. From Fawley to the finish line, 1,065 metres on this course, full course of 2,112 metres.
Hugh Mackworth-Praed is himself a former GB lightweight rower and has always kept himself in pretty good shape, competing in the Sculls Head very often, and I think the Henley Vets Regatta. He's giving away about 1.5 stones, it looks like, to his opposition, Wells from Army Rowing Club. And actually one of the differences to note here is in their boats. Wells is rowing in carbon fibre Filippi boat, Italian make, whereas Hugh Mackworth-Praed's rowing in a wooden scull, beautifully handmade wooden scull, but not something we see very often anymore, as carbon fibre is that much lighter, cheaper, and tends to be the gold standard now for boat manufacturers. So interesting to see that Hugh Mackworth-Praed is stuck with this slightly more traditional type of single sculling boat.
Captain Lawrence Wells, logistics officer, Army Rowing Club, through the Upper Thames, which is an important marker again, where crews start to squeeze on for the line in the tighter race ones, when it's, you know, when the competition is right on. But opening up a very impressive space between him and Hugh Mackworth-Praed from Oriel Kensington Rowing Club. And he can afford now, Lawrence Wells can afford just to sit in the middle of the course, because he knows that it's very, very unlikely for Hugh Mackworth-Praed to come back on this one. Hugh now coaches at Shipley College, which is just down the road. Famous alumni from Shipley College. In Hunt Davis, Olympic champion back in 2000, men's A. Remember that race? Phenomenal race where they just jumped out of the start there and took the world on, as you do in an Olympic final. We're away from any kind of final here in the Diamond Sculls Challenge Cup here, but at the moment Lawrence Wells is having a great scull. We're now 3/4 through that. A little bit of no man's land between Remenham Club and the General here, because, you know, they're away from, they're just on the tow part, but when they hit the General enclosure, the noise, the supporters, the spectators will raise them up again. Oh, or Nussie falls in, that's it. Lawrence Wells. Tricky old water, Zoe, it is tricky, as you alluded to earlier.
Henley on the best days is rough because of the launch wash that's bouncing around from all the cruisers around you and from other boats heading up and down the course. On a day like today, when there's a little bit of extra wind, it's a little bit gusty, that just adds to the uncomfortable feeling out there. I mean, you know, we found it hard enough going in the 8, so not something I'd want to be doing in a single scull for more reasons than one. But these guys seem to be handling it pretty comfortably. Lawrence Wells looks fairly relaxed here as he comes down towards stewards.
They need an event for Cox's, mixed double sculls.
Is that what we'll be contesting next week?
I think we take them all on, but we could only start from 100 metres out. I'm not good for 2,112 metres. I don't think I'm very good for 112 metres, to be honest with you.
But better than for 2,112.
But the spectacle of it, and then we'll all fall in at the end. Anyway, into the closing stages, the Diamond Sculls Challenge Cup here. For single sculls, there is a class entry across the field here, including Mahe Drysdale, the Olympic champion, the world champion multi-medalist here. Real anticipation for him at this regatta. See, we haven't really, you know, we saw him at Varese, I think, last couple of weeks ago, the last World Cup. coming out on top on strong form there. So the crowd eagerly awaits the appearance of Mahe. The closing stages. Lawrence Wells, Army Rowing Club. Solid performance here from him. And he knows, though, as he progresses through, it's not going to be as easy as this. And Hugh Mackworth-Praed, former GB lightweight rower, a little bit off the pace here. Coaches at Shiplake, so again, probably not training 100% into this event as he can do. But such is the addiction of this regatta, the magic of this place. It never leaves you. First to last appearance. Very much appreciating what they are seeing here. It's Lawrence Wells over the line. Big shouts. That's what he is. Pumped up for it. He's through. Now to Friday, next round.